Well, hello, hello, hello. I'm Christopher Herring. Uh, okay. All right. Hello, I'm Christopher Herring. I'm the Executive Director of Global Chamber of San Antonio, Houston, and Austin. And I'm joined with Rachel Trevino, who is the Executive Director for Global Chamber of Laredo. And today we're meeting up with the Global Tribe in Texas and those who are outside of Texas who simply want to know more about what's going on and how can they do good business with us. This is an exciting day. I'm sure that we're going to get some great updates. And I'm going to start off just by going around the room, if you don't mind, unless Rachel, you have something different that you would like to start off with.
No, actually, if it's possible, I'd like to go last today.
Okay, well, there you go. Not a problem. Um, so, I remember we talked to Mr. Quinn on the very last time we did our meetup. So I want to start with him because he was bringing some real good nuggets the last meetup. And so you can unmute, sir, and tell us how you've been and what have you been working on that you think would be valuable to this meeting today.
Oh man, I've been all over the place. I'm heading to California next week. I've just got back from Taiwan last week. I was at the Semicon Taiwan event, and man, I tell you what, the world is going semiconductor. There was 100,000 people at the Semicon Taiwan event. It
Wow.
was wall to wall people. The semiconductor is the foundation of all the technology that's moving at us in this world right now. So a little bit about me. I'm Robert Quinn. I'm a semiconductor industry ambassador and talk about semiconductor industry on LinkedIn. I have about 12 million views a year on LinkedIn and about 65,000 followers. Just kind of reading what I write every day. I post and write about the LinkedIn industry. I'm also the director of a company called PartStat on the other side of the business, where we are actually creating solutions for dealing with supply chain issues. We're working with high-end companies such as GM and Caterpillar and other big companies that are out there that are looking to store their what we do is we come in with our capital. We buy we purchase the chips. So we'll come in and buy $300 million of chips from the foundry that's producing the chips. We will store them in our free trade zone and using our capital and storing them there at our facility. And then companies like GM can come and get those chips over the next 5 years, 15 years, however long they want to store them in our facility. And we're able to create a unique opportunity to not deal with tariffs and escaping the tariff issues, and also being able to store and securely store and have on-demand chips, kind of a solution so we don't have to go through what we went through during COVID. So but that's my business end, and then also my LinkedIn side of what I'm doing there.
Okay. Wow. So you're really well known with the work that you do. So everyone in this meetup should definitely be connecting with you on LinkedIn for sure.
Definitely.
Let me ask you just a question about Texas, as a U.S. hub for semiconductors manufacturing. Like what should people know about Texas's role within the semiconductor industry?
We are exploding at the seams as semiconductor right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's right now, of course, we have Tesla that just moved in. I call Tesla a semiconductor company because they're creating the advent of the technology, and where all the technology is going to be going into. I was just in Semicon Taiwan, and they're talking about robotics and how everybody's going to be owning a robot in their home pretty soon. And everybody was saying, oh, 3, 5, 10 years. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
3
years.
3 years.
Yeah, I do feel that, because I think that with AI, particularly with AI, you just see a massive explosion taking place where people now are using tools that we never thought of. And I've seen some of the news broadcasts in terms of some of the robots that they've been assembling in other parts of the world. Maybe it hasn't been on as fire in America, but they're coming.
Yeah, Tesla's already started the manufacturing line.
Wow.
And for manufacturing robots. And so they're already start planning this and planning this manufacturing line here in Texas. Of course, we've got Samsung is building a $40 billion facility, and Tesla organizing with them as well to produce their chips. Gosh, there's all types of, we've got NVIDIA, NXP, Samsung, we've got Oracle, we've got a lot of big companies here in Texas that are just a part of this technology evolution, that are at the forefront of this technology evolution. Without the chips, we have none of this technology, and the chips are the foundation of all of it. And so we really have to make sure that we're keeping that supply chain here at home. Although I call us I was writing about it the other day. I called it the three-headed dragon. We really are. We're Asia, the Americas, and then Europe. And we all share a heart. So we absolutely depend on each other for this supply chain, this global supply chain. None of us can do it without each other. We have to depend on each other. But at the same time, we have to create ways of dealing with these things such as sanctions, these sanctions that we're experiencing right now, and dealing with the tariffs, and how do you circumvent some of that stuff and get around it, and still stay in business. It's an issue for a lot of companies. It's a main issue right now for a lot of companies, big companies that are dealing with importing. What you don't know is that 100% of these chips that are made in America,
Mhm.
they immediately leave the country. So
Oh, okay. So that's a great export.
they're immediately leaving the country, and they're going to Asia for packaging and testing and cutting and dyeing and putting into these, putting onto the board and doing all that work over there. So none of it's one-stop shop. You can't do it all here in the US. We have gases from, Russia. We have that we depend on. We have chemicals from China that we depend on, and minerals and whatnot that are used in this industry. So it's a very, very complicated industry, and it's a huge ecosystem, and it's a very fine balance of making sure that we're really creating an ecosystem that's dependable, that we can, supply chain that we can depend on, because right now it's hanging on the thread. It really is.
Hmm.
And we have to figure out ways to make sure that we're able to circumvent that, and convincing government to work together, making sure that we're working together, because it's through collaboration that the next innovation is going to come together. We're going to see the next innovations come together through collaboration. Intel spent $16 billion in research and development last year. Look where it got them. It didn't get them very far. And they're a very big company. And so one company can't do it on its own. And it's not going to be one big company that does it. It's going to be the big companies working with the small companies, working with the government, and all tied in together. And I'm fixing to go to NIST in DC next month, and go visit with them. But it's going to be interesting to see how the integration of government and government funds is going to be, pushing this technology forward as well. So,
Hey, so just curious about education. Are there any leading universities in Texas that are doing a little bit more than others? And then I guess the last question before I move on to the next person is are you familiar with the Texas Semiconductor Innovation Consortium? And then, how has that been working?
TIE is a big consortium. It's doing very well. They've got a lot of funds that they're putting into that at the University of Texas. I actually have a nonprofit organization called Semiconductor Industry Mobile Education Unit. Our goal is to build a 52-foot semi, an 18-wheeler that expands to 1,000 square feet, like an RV
Okay.
pops out of the walls.
Right.
And then you can take this unit to underprivileged schools around the nation, and you can actually tour the kids through this unit to give the kids this aha moment of, I learned what semiconductors are, right? And that's really what we have to do, is we have to get these kids excited about this technology. And that's my main focus in this thing. But we've got a lot of money going out with Ty, and Governor Abbott is absolutely pushing a ton of money into semiconductor. He understands this. that this is the foundation of it all, and he's really wanting to make Texas a home for this. We're really pushing to incentivize companies to come to Texas, and Greg Abbott's doing a great job of that. And I liked seeing that with Texas, and seeing us pushed for that bringing all the semiconductor here and the technology here.
I was going to ask you, along with that, what should businesses be doing to ride the wave of the semiconductor revolution in Texas? And I do believe that once we get the businesses to come here, right? Because you mentioned that Texas is doing a great job of recruiting new business. I think it's the fastest exploding state in the United States in terms of new businesses, but it's always the alignment. And even Rachel may be able to chime in. It's the alignment that. So, what would you say to businesses to encourage them to figure out how to fit into the semiconductor revolution, as I call it?
One of the biggest problems we're experiencing in the semiconductor revolution is education. Actually, it's one of the biggest bottlenecks right now. I was just actually worked with. I just opened up the Temple College. They opened a new semiconductor training thing there, so I was helping them for a month or so, and trying to. We're doubling the size of the industry. The average senior engineering age right now is 50 years old or higher. So this is a big issue when we're doubling the size of the industry, and majority of the people are fixing to retire. We have a huge shortage. We have over 100,000 shortage here in the U.S. We need to fill within the whole United States. And so educating these people, getting them excited about this industry, and but it's not just semiconductor. We have to re-educate people on. The whole world is going to have to be re-educated with artificial intelligence.
Okay.
And so artificial intelligence, robotics, manufacturing is going to be, it's a whole new education that we have to incentivize people to learn, and it's going to be a big part of the future of Texas here. I'm actually taking kids into the J.J. Pickle University of Texas lab, and we're touring the kids while I'm trying to build this unit to this $1.2 million unit that we can drive around in Texas. We're taking the kids into the lab. We're striking plasma on the tools. We're talking about the technology and where things are going,
Wow.
and how the technology works. And I have a little thing, if it's okay. I tell these kids, I say, listen, like I'm a atomic layer deposition engineer. So I've learned how to break this down, and I've tell the kids to say, listen, this equipment, these machines that we work on, they pump down to a vacuum of 10 to the -9 torr. It's deep space vacuum. We're injecting a plasma that's as hot as the surface of the sun. We're exciting the molecules inside of these chambers. And we're doing processes like atomic layer deposition. We're putting a single layer of atoms on these these silicon substrates. We've now gone from a single transistor that was this big to a chip that has 2.6 trillion transistors and 850,000 cores.
Wow. Jeez.
And to put that into perspective, it'll take you 31,000 years to count to 1 trillion. That's how big that number is. And so to understand, you understand what the sun is, you understand what an atom is, you understand what deep space vacuum is. And so I was actually asked to go speak about this at the royal family in Oman asked me to fly out to come speak, and one of the royal family members, he said, "I feel like a physicist. This is great." And I was like, "But it's really not rocket science. It really is simple logic. It's simple technology." And but understanding that we are working with atoms today, and we're stacking atoms to make transistors, and where this technology has gone over 74 years with Moore's law, and where it's going in the next 30 is going to be absolutely parabolic. It's had this trajectory like this over 74 years,
Yeah.
and the chart goes like this over the next over Moore's law kind of dies, and we now go into computational power versus talking about doubling the transistor density. We're no longer going to do that. Now we're going to be moving into 2D stacking and 3D stacking of chips, and making the chips having more computational power for those chips. And so as we move into the artificial intelligence world, but definitely I think that the world is going to be a different place as we know it in 30 years. It's going to be an absolute. I have a 9-year-old. I can't even imagine the world he's going to live in when he's my age. So.
Well, thank you so much for your expertise. Thank you for just exploring some of those questions, because these are all areas in which we should be knowing about. And the great thing about Global Chamber, and with you being a part of our global tribe, is that we have a resident expert, right? Robert is available. He shows up at meetups, and he's able to take on some of the tougher questions. So thank you so much. And I'm going to pivot now to CPS Energy and Montrell Harris, because, let me say this, semiconductors require lots of power. So as we think about this need to be to educate more of our country about semiconductors in the world, power is always going to be a main issue. And so let's talk to Montrell. I know that CPS Energy has companies that are always being sought after in order to partner with our energy company here in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm going to give it to Mr. Harris.
Hey, well, thank you, Chris. Man, it's always an honor to be here speaking with you all. Again, for the ones who I haven't met yet, my name is Montrell Harris. I'm a coordinator, CPS Energy Supply Development Team, and we're the nation's largest municipally owned utility. So, as you can imagine, keeping our community power requires a wide range of just products and services. So, we're always looking to connect with reliable supplies. I guess a couple of things we have on the pipeline coming up. I guess we have our supply registration workshop, and this is where we kind of walk you all through registering in both of our vendor systems, and that would be September 23rd, and it's virtual through Teams. So I put my information down in the chat, but you can send us over an email and we'll get you added to that list. And like I said, it's September 23rd around between 9 and 9:45 Central Standard Time. And like I say, we go over supply registration, and we just walk you through step by step of what that looks like, going through CPS Energy's portal and getting registered. And we also have an in-person networking and breakfast. So if you're ever in the area, want to come down to our headquarters, we'd definitely love to have you. That would be well, we host it, but it's through UTSA's Center for Government Contracting. But like I said, it's housed at our headquarters every month. And that one is going to be October 8th, and that's around 8 in the morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So like I say, those are the two big ones to be on the lookout for.
Okay. Rachel, did you get that date? October 8th, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We got to go and support CPS at that location. Who else is on today's meetup from CPS Energy? If you look at the participants list, Mr. Harris.
Just be me. We normally have my colleague Sharon, but Sharon, they're out house, in-house at headquarters, have a lot of work to do. So it's just me today.
Yeah, because typically she's on. She keeps you on point. Keeps you on
definitely.
task. Okay. So what types of companies is CPS Energy looking to partner with? And you also have a relationship with Mexico, right? In terms of there are companies that you also recruit out of Mexico to support.
Yes, definitely. And the biggest thing with CPS Energy, man, we're looking to work with any and everybody. Like we say, we're trying to build our ecosystem in the great city of San Antonio. So for many products and services that it is that you want to provide, like I say, get in contact with us, and we're looking to work with you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to pivot now to Armando. If Armando can come on. How are you, sir?
Great. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. Last time I saw you, we did a little bit of a window tour of San Antonio.
Yep.
And since then, I've been doing a window tour of the world. I was actually on a cruise
Nice.
and saw different parts of I guess it was the Caribbean, Bahamas, and Puerto Rico. And so now I'm back slowly moving forward, but give us an update to your company and
Yeah.
so forth.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Hi to everybody. I'm Armando Mendoza. I'm a senior technical director for Alpha Lean Advisors LLC. What do? We support companies, manufacturing companies, with temporary staffing of maintenance and control mostly. But right now, the last couple of weeks, we have been working with a new customer in Dallas actually. It's on the electronic sector, and we are supporting with SMT testing engineers as well, and electromechanical engineers as well. So yeah, they had a shortage of 150 people. So we are, yeah, it's just one plant. So we're still trying to grow our customer base here in San Antonio. So far, we haven't had a new customer, but we're still working on it.
Okay. And you know, so I was looking at the state of America and so forth. You know, I think I was reading something that said that a lot of plants are projected to lose people. And so a company like yours is going to be in the prime position to be able to help.
Yeah.
Is that what you're reading?
Yeah. That's right. What we are trying, it's actually, as long as the companies continue like trying to increase their production, they're going to need new people, and especially if the companies are the mid-sized companies or some big companies as well. But yeah, I guess here in Texas, since it's growing a lot, we're going to need a lot of engineers very soon, right?
Well, going back to my first conversation that we had about the semiconductor industry, your company actually has some expertise and has worked with semiconductors in the past. So can you tell us a little bit more about how you could even support the growth of semiconductors in Texas?
Well, what we do, since we focus mostly in maintenance and control guys or control engineers, I guess all the manufacturing companies have PLCs, they have robots, they have all kinds of motors, or it could be a conveyor or whatever that has any mechanical component or electronic component. We can support. We have people, very good people. They are willing to work hardly and support all the manufacturing plants that I guess right now we are also supporting our new companies in other parts like Ohio. There's a new company that we started like with eight engineers, and in Miami as well. So I don't know if this answered your question, but
yeah, no, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that just, you know, for the viewers today to know where a particular workforce, and in particular a skilled workforce, highly educated and trained workforce, because I remember we were looking at the roster of people that you have, that you manage, that you can kind of place anywhere at any time. And so that's very impressive. And I do remember we do have to circle around with one of the other San Antonio-based temp organizations, because you had a capability that they didn't, and it might be a great partnership. So we'll circle back to that.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to continue working on the effort that we started a couple of weeks back.
Absolutely. Well, good. Well, glad to see you here. Is there any type of company that you're wanting to meet at this point, that you, because again, our meetup is to kind of put our wish list out there in terms of like who would be the ideal type of people, organizations or businesses in which you think that you would like to be connected to the next, say, and this is for everybody, the next 60 days.
It's a great question. I guess we're open to any manufacturing company. It could be either, like for example, HEV. Like we can also support like facilities maintenance. because we have a good group of engineers that are very good at HVAC and those sort of technologies, I might say.
Okay. That's good.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to now pivot to Bob Enoff.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Harry. How you doing?
How are you today?
Okay. I'm great. Let me just put camera on there. All right. So fantastic. So great. My name is Bob. All right. I'm the new global advisor for Toronto in the Global Chamber. So I guess this week I'm kind of like doing the tour. I'm going around, different chambers, just introducing myself, doing the fantastic work that's happening in Toronto. And we're open for business, life sciences, technological sector, education, international expansion. Toronto is the place you want to be, right? So I'm going around marketing the great things that is happening in Canada, right? I know it's currently very interesting times, putting it diplomatically. But Canada is open to business. We've always looked at the US as friends, as brothers, as partners in the overall trajectory of North America, right? So we open to business. And when I saw San Antonio yesterday, I was very emotional because I lived for a bit of my time. I spent a lot of time in San Antonio.
Really?
Stone Oaks area, just after HEB. So I lived there for a while. So have massive love and respect for San Antonio. It's a beautiful city. It's incredibly. I mean, I heard a lot of businesses are moving that way, and I completely understand the reason why that would be the case. So San Antonio is a massive and beautiful city. But today I'm marketing Toronto. The Global Chamber is open in Toronto. We're open for business. We're looking for connections. We're going to be having events very shortly. I want to invite everybody that watches eventually to follow our page on LinkedIn. We're still in the process of getting this together, but very shortly we'll be putting together events, bringing people together and doing great things. So please join us. Thank you very much.
What are the so you said you're from Cameroon?
So I was born in Nigeria. That's a good question. I was born in Nigeria, but I've lived in the UK, in Ireland, in Brazil, in the US, and I'm in Canada. Toronto,
You're
Canada.
in Canada. You're north of us.
I'm in Canada. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said that you're going to be basically inviting the Global Chamber to participate in an event series that's coming up.
Right.
When will that be?
Just give me a second. My microphone might not be very good, so let me just get my earplugs off. All right. Okay, I know it's better now. Okay.
So now we lost you. There.
All right.
You were actually clear the first time.
Okay. Let me see.
We hear you now.
All right. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right, great. So what I was saying is I'm the new global advisor for Global Chamber in Toronto. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely right. So this week I'm going on a tour. I'm just going around different metros to introduce the Global Chamber in Toronto. To say we're open for business, we're doing great things. Currently, we're trying to scope out the environment. We're trying to project what Toronto is a great place to be at. We've got very vibrant sectors in the life sciences, in the tech industry, in medical sciences, international business expansion. We're looking for partnerships. We've got natural resources. So Toronto is a great place to be at. Like I said, I know it's a bit of a charted area, charted period, the US and Canada, but we're open for business. We value our North American trade partners in the US as very valuable partners. And that has transcended time, and that will continue to transcend time. So we just want to remind our partners in North America that Toronto is open to business. We're going to be putting together a couple of events very shortly that will broadcast what Toronto has and the things that we do. But it's a massive pleasure and honor to be here. Thank you.
Okay, great. We know that Texas and Toronto, Ontario, those places have really a very good relationship currently. I know that there's probably more than 100 and such partnerships, business partnerships on the ground already. So as you join our Global Chamber meetup in the future for Texas, we'll definitely be able to highlight some of those interesting things already happening to kind of reinforce this relationship that's already there with Canada. And we know that even with these new relationships that we are now digging deeper into, If there's things in which you want us to bring to our agenda when we come into our meetups, be more than happy to do that. Again, I just know that, with foreign direct investment, we have a number of Canadians who are here now in Texas. And so if there are certain cities in which, you think would foster better partnerships or opportunities, please let us know as well.
Fantastic. We'll definitely do that. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Hey, welcome to Global Chamber, Texas.
Awesome.
All righty. Let's see here. Rifat, are you on? And if not, then I also see Terry Levine.
Hello, do you hear me?
I can hear you, Terry. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. That's a much program.
There you go. We can see you now.
Texas.
Is that a bull?
Oh, that is your cow from Texas. The long horn. In fact, no, we just celebrated the the box of the party fair. It's one of the most beautiful agricultural fair you have in the United States. You should do a movie of it. It's in North Utah, and this year we have someone from Texas who brought 4 longhorns. Mean beast. But they had a lot of sex. But they were not gentle, huh? Don't try to touch one, huh?
Not alive anyway. Maybe maybe if I get it from like my local HEB, I'll touch it.
Voilà. Bon, quickly, I'm Thierry Lavigne, one of the 2 global advisors here in the state of Utah. I'm based in Park City, which is a ski resort, Sundance Festival, movies, outdoor, Future Olympics 2034. We are wonderful tourists outdoor, hiking, horse, bikers, bicycle in summer, skiing, winter sport, whatever you want in winter. I'm an entrepreneur, basically. I'm a founding member of Global Chamber with Big Party 11 years ago. So I've been following this adventure for 11, so following everybody. So like Cesar, I try to be part of everything and following. So studying what you're doing, I try to inspiration. So I'm a mentor for African French-speaking refugees here. I'm an entrepreneur working as a tourist guide, hospitality, cinema, media, social media, Winixon.com. We are social media based in Alexandria, Sharm el-Sheikh, Kuala Lumpur, and Cotton Heights. For those who don't know the Middle East, we were speaking about semiconductor and things like this.
Okay.
I have a lot of knowledge about this because my father worked in the semiconductor. My father finished his career as vice president EMEA of Motorola.
Oh, wow.
In charge of 2 things. First, the satellite telecommunication phones, and the second, building semiconductor factories in Europe. Voilà. So he did work between Motorola, France, UK, and Italy to build the semiconductor factory in Croy, which is near Grenoble, which is the silicon slopes of France. Voilà, basically. The Sofian Antipolis. Bon, Wahel, my friend Wahel, donc manage Winixon.com, is a pioneer of Internet. We do social media for helping people to create jobs in rural territories of the world. And people who don't know the semiconductor in the Middle East, be aware that Egypt also, the northern suburbs of Cairo and Alexandria, which also Silicon Valley of the Middle East. Voilà. So perhaps you know less. Voilà. So in a nutshell, this is what I do. Donc, I'm also an actor. I do videos. Yesterday, I was at the Harry Potter exhibit for children. Somebody spoke, I think, working with the Make-A-Wish Foundation in a recent meeting. So we have children with mental disabilities. We played Harry Potter yesterday. It's a touring exhibition about the Harry Potter from Sony Pictures, basically. They brought all the props used by the actors in the movie. It's a big exhibit in south of Salt Lake, and we played Harry Potter So, voilà, I'm one of the guys who was playing one of the roles. Voilà.
Wow.
No, no.
Wow. Hey, Terry, thank you so much.
Right.
We-
I forgot to mention that on my link with Texas is the University of Houston. Right. So I hold the LLM. My father, before Motorola, Semiconductor, Telecom, Tech Digital, he worked for 35 years for Schlumberger. Well, in Houston, Texas, everybody knows Schlumberger on the Gulf Freeway. So I did
Hey.
spend time studied at Houston Community College, and then 3 years for my LLM and kind of things with Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio. So next time I go to Houston, to Texas, I will come and see you. No,
Okay.
more.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Terry. Wow. That's good information. That's good update as well. And thank you so much. Faithful for 11 years in the Global Chamber. So thank you so much. I'm going to now pivot to Summer Brown Ellis. If you can come on, that would be outstanding. And we're doing good on time. Summer Brown Ellis, can you come on? And if not, Summer, then I'm gonna come back to Rachel, because you said save me for last.
Right. Okay, here I am. And Summer, if you are there, feel free to interject. You get your audio figured out. But hey, guys, nice to be with you. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody's anticipating a chill weekend. We've had a lot of big conversations, big things happening in our country and our world. So, hopefully we're moving behind that. But you can tell there's a massive energetic shift happening on several fronts. But we're very busy here in Texas working on AI and health initiatives. So there's a ton of interesting stuff that's happening. The rockets down in Brownsville right now. That industry is literally exploding. I don't really think people understand the weight of what's happening, the momentum. But to Robert's point, and then it was Terry that was just talking about the semiconductor space. This is a grand opportunity for Texans and our community to position ourselves to take advantage of what's going to happen. How the community is going to grow, how the industry is about to expand. So that's all good news there. Of course, the updates that we're seeing in AI and other industries, with marketing, you're going to see that. For right now, I call it a zero-sum game. The things that are gonna take away from the business are going to be added in other capacity. Right now, we have chatbots that are blooming around people's websites. So AI is going to be able to automate a lot of those conversations. As a marketer, as a 20-year marketer, my prediction is, and I've been in this industry of chatbots for a long time. If and nobody really, I don't see this kind of insight in the marketplace on it, but when chatbots are able to have conversations on your site, which they are now, what my prediction is, you're going to be able to make sales now kind of hands off. Now there's an automated process. We do work on that process. I've been developing that process, but it's still that human touch. When you can still close deals through an automated heavier lift, I call it. That's where you're going to be able to grow. I think in the content space, if as long as you're doing good work and you got expert opinions, you're going to be able to position yourself as that authority and create that content out there that will help you convert sales faster. In the healthcare space, we're looking at the transition of doctors and medical care. The care is just getting that much more sophisticated now. Understanding levels of the human body that we didn't understand before, and then diagnosing things. They say in the next decade to 2 decades, we're looking at those decades being able to prolong life for people, into like centenarians is going to be a thing again. And so it's an interesting time. You have 3/4 of the conversation saying do away with AI. I think I'm on the, if it was a white or black question, a yes or no question of to AI or not to AI, I think it would be yes, AI. But I do think we're growing at such speeds that we do need to control it, and we need to regulate it more. We need to put in the safety measures, because we have to be able to harness something that's capable now of outthinking us, 100 times to one, if not more exponential than even that. But if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Well, going back to Robert's opening and so forth, and he talked about semiconductors, AI, and robotics, and each are so important. What was your thought when he was talking about that and the prioritization of those three? I mean, having a robot in our homes, perhaps in 3 years, if that's accurate, that's right around the corner. So,
Sure.
So how do you see?
Yeah, I do 100% seeing that. If you look at the automation of things, the conversation is, well, what will humans do? And so the Tony Robbins in me thinks it's even more essential for us now, global chambers, having a network of people, having that community. That's where you're going to see. They talk about, going from the 5-day work week to a little shorter work week than that, a 4-day work week or a 3-day work week. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're going to be there yet for several years. But with being able to, I mean, who doesn't have a Roomba, or who hasn't seen a Roomba? I mean, we have a certain degree of robotic in the house. But now, I mean, you have a dishwasher. Everyone's got a dishwasher in their house. Now it's just a matter of, do you have somebody who's doing meal prep for you? And so my hope is that, yes, while we are able to bring in a more computerized, dimension for life, that will, that we continue to emphasize, just this, the overall spectrum of the quality of life. How are people, again, building their communities and building their networks, and still their lives are still enriched, if this goes the way that some of the doom and gloomers predict, versus if AI can really enhance our lives so that we're able to spend more time with our families, we're able to live a higher quality of life, we're able to get to the gym, more of us, we're able to eat healthier because we have robots in the home. I think all those things are great on the horizon. But again, for me, an extreme, and what we do here, and the conversation on AI, I can't stop insisting that that the conversations for regulation are just as paramount as the conversations for growth and opportunity.
Yeah, so saw Robert say that he thinks that AI is Pandora's box. Robert, come back on. We're having a nice conversation. Tell us more. Why do you believe that?
It's just, man, once it's open, it's open. It's hard to control. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary to think about where it could go. And will it be good? Yes. Will it be bad? Yes. Will it be a little bit of everything? Absolutely. But the control factor is just so hard because it's open source, right? I mean, anybody can do it. So now it's Pandora's box. Like, so who's going to get a hold of it? Who's going to use it for what? And are they going to use it for good? Are they going to use it for bad? Yeah, both of them. I think it really will. It's hard to predict, but it's going to be absolutely a different world. Tomorrow will be a different world that you and I absolutely knew. It'll be completely different.
And Summer's point was, who could pay for it, and then sorry, I missed the conversation.
Hey, Rachel, bring Summer up. Let Summer come on. We haven't seen her. Let's go. Because I was gonna.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I was in a meeting trying to listen to this two at the same time, trying to double, triple task. I'm sorry, but absolutely, guys. That's a good question. Is it going to be affordable? No, it's not going to be affordable.
I absolutely think so. What I'm seeing on the marketing side, for I've gotten hired as a CMO for a lot of companies, a chief marketing officer, which means I'm handling, my firm is handling all of the organization's marketing efforts. And so what I see now is that, you can have somebody who's your average hire of a front desk person is going to evolve into something much different. Now that person is going to manage, a lot more of your automations. Now it just depends. Are you looking at, your sales efforts, your marketing efforts, your SEO efforts, your Google, your PPC, your social media, your website, all those things can be managed now, at a much smaller rate than what, the heart for the business owner. I always think those costs are almost ridiculous, and that's what makes it very, very, very difficult to have a business. And now, as the predictions in sales and marketing lean out, I think you can now hire somebody that can manage all of those things for you, at the same time. It's just, finding the companies out there that can do that.
Well, I agree with that as well. However, also to kind of mention on the downside, job displacement, like there's also like risk factors and privacy, and AI is only as good as the human data that we put in it, right? So that can be good and bad. We know we have some folks out here that think very differently. And sometimes that means biases, that AI can worsen those biases because, like I said, it's only as good as the data that's placed in it. So that's why the key word is controlled. Controlled. It
Sure.
still has to be controlled. And then there's
Yeah.
always privacy risks and things like that, over reliance to AI, ethical and legal gaps that could potentially be there as well. So I don't know. It's kind of, I'm with the
Yeah, but
Pandora's box.
I'm going to jump in just to say that, I mean, when you're looking at this discussion and you're looking at areas of growth, Africa, for instance, is the youngest continent on the planet, the youngest workforce on the planet, which means that these hard to fill tech positions in the future, since China is investing heavily into Africa, you may see Africa emerge as being the AI capital of the world. Simply because the workforce is going to be targeted and geared from there. Also, I agree with the notion that AI is only as good as the information, but I've built maybe 4 or 5 chat GPTs, and when the intent and I think of the programmer is good, then you get a good result. I don't know if, because everyone in this space and age right now under AI can develop their own technologies off of the AI, and it just seems like in an international world, in a global economy, is there really going to be a nation or any actors that will be policing AI to the point to control it and to be able to know how it's going to have either good outputs that we all desire or bad outcomes that we hope will never happen? But I just think that it's one of the most unregulated tools, weapons, technologies that we've ever seen in our lifetimes. And perhaps maybe this is why I can't even predict what life will look like in 5 years, no less 10 years, because of the rapid pace that I've seen in the last 5 years itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we already see it. Deep fakes, false content. People, I mean, you can see yourself saying something you've never said before in your life, and AI can say you said it and make it look like you said it. So that's scary.
Sure. Oh, my hope is that the Global Chamber can be, a community of that, somebody that's while we're pushing, with Robert in the conversation of good, technology and the benefits and the growth of it, that we're a community that's talking about the safety concerns. And for that, I think, we can be an organization that continues to speak, to be a voice to the business community, about the safety, the precautions of it, while still advancing the notion of it.
Thank you, Rachel. I mean, Rachel, just for y'all to know, she was one of the very first certified businesses in the state of Texas for AI. And so she's has a wealth of knowledge, research, and understanding. and it's great today to see the type of subject matter experts that we have that are able to have these conversations, because they're so important. I think there's a lot of us, and I'm just going to put myself in the us category, are overwhelmed, confused, and we don't know exactly which direction that we're going into strategically, whether it's as a nation or whether it's as a body of good actors. It's very interesting at this point in time. I saw Rifat had some things in the comment. If you can come online, you could actually talk to us if you like, since we haven't met you today.
Hi everyone. Hi Christopher, thank you. Now it's at night, so I have to turn off my lights. That's why I couldn't turn on the camera. Sorry for that. My name is Rifat. I'm working in UAE and Bangladesh. Currently, we'll start operation in Oman. So we are mostly diversified company in AI, cybersecurity, for energy sector, oil and gas, and also renewable energy. So we are focusing on that market, how the AI and robotics will help the future to do the exploration in the market, as we are doing exploration in the mechanical, right now electrical, so it will more into robotics in terms of safety, security, and also the risk management in terms of cyber control. So this is why we are still doing some R&D with different universities, teachers, so that we can get to know more about the future safety nets, and also the future technologies that can be utilized in our day-to-day works in life. So that's why we want to know how you guys are thinking of this in the market in terms of safety and good security in terms of energy. So when you're talking about energy, because as Mr. Robert mentioned, that in your the point he was talking about the chips, where energy is very efficient, very important, and it consumes high energy from the platform, from the plants. So as we are everyone, I'm openly, frankly openly, I'm talking about everyone right now is talking about carbon, zero carbon points, to talk about less carbon emission. Now new concept is coming at, like there is a carbon net, which you need to confirm, which you need to control in the market. Like so many plants, so many factories are doing explosion in the carbon emission is raising so much. So to control that, everyone is controlling buying the carbon points. So this is also concept. So in this concept, how the AI and machine learning will help. So you have to think out of the box. How the AI and the machine learning will control the ecosystem in the long term. Not about like 5 years or 10 years. Think about 25 years, 50 years, this life cycle, how things will happen. So, and all the loopholes will connect with each other to make a circle. So these are the points that we have to figure out. It's not about the running next 5 years or 10 years. It's in every scale of life. We will face these kind of questions, and we have to think how the policy will be. We need to analyze, and we need to make a proper framework to have the policy. We need to start the dialogue. So that's why the Global Chamber can make a big role in starting on the dialogue.
I like that. Thank you. That's wonderful. Those inputs are very wonderful. We're getting close to the top of the hour, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but we are getting close to the top of the hour where we will have to end. I'll say this. This is definitely the makings of a Globinar, a series in which we can have these types of conversations, because I really think that we do have the subject matter experts right here in the room that can help to help, develop that policy, develop that, if we want to call it policing. I also know even with energy, and I was looking at some of the farms in North Carolina, in the United States, and I read an article about this town that basically lost its water supply. And when you think about cloud farms and the amount of energy required to operate cloud farms, and we know that AI will source 10 different computer networks in order to come back with a response, and everyone's using it. We have to think about those resources, natural resources of water that actually cool down these cloud farms. And for cities and towns to know the investment that they're really saying that they're committed to when they allow technology firms to plant themselves on traditional farms, because the outcome may not be to what is desirable. These are all things in which city planners and everyone in the rural spaces need to think about, because they're actually making decisions right now, changing the future of these places where people live. So that's all I have to say. Does anyone have any other attacks? Rachel, she's not with us. Okay, she left. So I want to thank everyone for your time today. And again, this is our Global Chamber Meetup, Texas. I'm Chris Herring, and we encourage you to link with each other on LinkedIn, on social media platforms. And if you have any questions for each other, that's the opportunity for you to engage and to hopefully make this world a better place. So thank you all for attending today. It's 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, and I want to wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Great conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all enjoy your weekend.
You too.
care.
Armando, what's your company?
Alpha Lean Advisors, LLC.
Oh, okay. Are we already connected, or are you
Yeah,
a member of Global Chamber? Which with could you say the name of the company again?
Yeah, Alpha Lean Advisors. Remember that we had a chat, I guess, a couple of months back with Francisco Cejo?
Uh-huh.
Can you
Okay.
drop?
Sure. Okay, let's circle back on that. I thought there were a couple different places where I think we can plug you in. So that would make sense. So let's do that.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
And Rifat, there's something else that we want to get you involved with. Oh, he jumped out. So he's there's a couple of things that I think that are a good fit for him. At least one of them I think will be good. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.